In fact, a few days ago, the Thai team, one of my friends, Mr. Anthony, I think he must be here somewhere, gave me a hint that TiECON is inviting me for an event. And I got excited, pretty excited about that because TiECON is a very prestigious event and I know about it. So getting to come here and speak at the event is something very amazing. Then 2 days after that, wing commander called me up and put me in place saying that you're not speaking, you're moderating. He said it in a very polite way that you are moderating, but it is the reality is that you keep yourself aside. But then I still didn't give up. So I thought, okay, I will use the right of a moderator to come and speak my wisdom. Then a few days ago, I got another mail from Mr. Kumar saying the guidelines of a moderator. And the first two things is you are not allowed to speak for more than 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, your job is to introduce the speakers. Okay, so but then I felt quite relieved to be a moderator, having seen the agenda of the session and the speakers of it. It is quite power-packed. So on that note, I just wanted to sincerely thank TiECON for having me here. In fact, I am in multiple WhatsApp, Facebook, and other groups, and there is a lot of feeds that is going about some of the wonderful sessions that are happening here. So great job, TiECON 2017. Without much ado, let me invite the panel luminaries to the stage. Indeed, an honor and privilege to have an association with this wonderful panel. So first and foremost, my request, Sri T.P. Srinivasan, to come on dais, sir. Sri T.P. Srinivasan is presently the director of NSS Academy of Civil Services and Director General of the Kerala International Centre, Trivandrum. Sri T.P. is a former permanent representative of India to the United Nations, Vienna, and Governor for India of the International Atomic Energy, Vienna, and the Ambassador to Austria and Slovenia. Sri T.P. has served in multiple missionaries in the Indian Foreign Services. Very credible academic record. He stood first in the University of Kerala, both in MA and BA. He won several distinctions. And also he was heading the Kerala State Higher Education Council between 2011 and 2016. So it is an honor to have you here, sir, welcoming you to this panel discussion. Sri G. Vijayaraghavan, we fondly call him GVR, is the pioneer in the IT industry and has played a critical role in heralding the Indian IT industry. Currently, he plays several roles across the companies and other institutions. As a member of Board of Director of Suntech Business Solution and Chairman of UST Global, Director for Center of Autism and Other Disabilities Rehabilitation Research and Education, CADR. This is his new initiative. He plays key role in the strategy and direction of these premium institutions. He was also the former director of National Institute of Speech and Hearing, Trivandrum, which has recently been raised to the national level. A graduate in electrical engineering from University of Kerala, he was the founding CEO of Technopark, which created the momentum of IT industry in the state. Over 40 years of career, including several leading roles in the government and social sector and the IT industry. It is indeed a pleasure to have you with us today for this panel discussion, sir. Professor Abraham Qureshi, Professor of Marketing, Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, is a reputed academician, consultant, and a corporate trainer in the domains of marketing, brand management, and strategy. He has the distinction of being the first full-time serving faculty of an institution of higher education in India to be appointed as the non-executive chairman of a listed company in Federal Bank. He is also an independent member of board of directors of the bank for the last 6 years. And he has authored a number of books, and one of the best-selling books is Marketing Management, A South Asian Perspective, which is co-authored with the legendary guru, Professor Kotler. Again, a very distinguished personality serving in multiple industrial bodies and financial institutions. It is our honor and privilege to have you here with us today. Last but not the least, my friend Sri Rahul Das, co-founder and CEO of Fourth Ambit Technologies Private Limited, is an IIM product, IIM Bangalore, has undertaken rich and diverse roles across technology, sales, marketing, operations, and corporate affairs in industry-leading companies like Infosys, Hindustan Unilever, and Monsanto. He has then joined his batchmates in the Model Engineering College, Kochi, to set up a company called Fourth Ambit, the online community platform for colleges, with over 1,200 college communities already on board, and having signed off an MOU with All India Council for Technical Education to onboard 10,000 more communities, they stand poised to create an unparalleled value in the education sector. So, welcoming you, Rahul, to this forum. Just to set the context, I think the topic is of utmost relevance. I just wanted to give you some data points which has already been shared with the respected luminaries on the dais. Kerala government has been pretty active in the field of promoting entrepreneurship in the higher education sector. If you have noticed, the Kerala Technological University is one of the very rare universities who are declared a student startup policy way back in 2015. And they also have a policy as part of it to promote student entrepreneurship by giving leave of absence for students up to 1 year. They recently announced a scheme where teachers can go on sabbatical for 24 months in taking up entrepreneurship stints. They have also been promoting entrepreneurship through Kerala Startup Mission and a voluntary organization in each of the engineering colleges and arts and science colleges through the forum called Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Cells, IEDCs, which has been doing a wonderful job in promoting and democratizing the concept of student entrepreneurship. The KSUM has got what they call it as the one of the world's pioneering process labs called the Fab Labs. They have 2 main Fab Labs in Kerala and 20 mini Fab Labs established in multiple engineering colleges in the state. They have a state-of-the-art future labs that has been set up in, again, Kerala Startup Mission, which talks about the future technologies and modern technology area. So quite a lot of ecosystem changes has been added into the system, and a few process and policy changes has also been added into the system. Having said that, I think there is quite a lot of opportunities, and I think today we are going to hear from the experts about those opportunities and that areas that they would propose for us to take it forward. One little suggestion, sirs, along with the data points that I've shared is perhaps, I'm sure you will be adding that, maybe to give some short-term perspectives as what organizations such as TiECON or students who might be a part of this organization should be able to do it and implement it so that they can be successful in the short term. So with that, may I invite Sri T.P. Srinivasan to come and share his thoughts. As per the guidelines, 10 to 15 minutes allocated for each of the panel members. I would have loved to have it as follow-through roundabout sessions, but I think due to the paucity of time, 10 to 15 minutes of a session and followed by 15 minutes of Q&A. I hope that works. First and foremost, I wanted to thank all the panel members for being very, very kind enough to stick to a great extent to the timing factor. So let's give a big round of applause for the wonderful session. Now the floor is open for maybe 12 minutes for questions. 1 minute I need, sir. All right. Any questions? Any thoughts? It need not be questions. You may want to have any views? Yeah.
Not so much. Hello. Yeah. Not so much a question, but anyway, taking on from what first Ambassador Srinivas said about get and modify, and then Vijay Raghavan said demolish it, and then of course Koshi said reiterate it, demolish it, recast, and of course Rahul came in and said innovate through enlightenment. And I think, and most important point which Koshi mentioned was about that organizations like ours, like TiE, should now play a more creative role and get that demolishment happen. So possibly as part of this workshop or seminar should be a resolution which will be conveyed to the powers that be that it's time to demolish, and please set up the process for demolition.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks. I thought that, important aspect would be we do lack significant amount of understanding of this phenomena. I asked a very successful entrepreneur who was actually inducting his son to, take over his role. son was educated, engineering, all those kinds of things. So I asked him, what do you want your son to learn to be us? He said, number one, and he said that he set it up later to ensure that. He said, one is that, he needs to learn how to take failures. I think you can't be successful all the time. Number two, he needs to know where money is coming from and where money is going. Three, he needs to know how to assess people. And four, he needs to know his customers like the back of his palm. This is all what he needs to do. One entrepreneur I talked to provided this, gave a perspective. Now, do we have a research-based understanding as to what are the key things which entrepreneurs learned either through formal education system or through their life experience? Get a list. Sponsor research, support research. Second, similar research is needed to understand how do 13-something learn today. How do they learn? We don't have any data on how do they actually learn. Organizations like TiE, KMA, and other professional bodies need to support small research. Let them do research with 10 people. So several of those things will give, a lot more of insight so that the base, the foundation can be built for future. I think your comment stimulated me to react that way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just one point. I would agree that we should demolish our system. I would agree that it should be completely changed. But after 4.5 years experience of even tinkering with it, I know that will never happen. Because we have no consensus on what to build afterwards. Do we have? In Kerala, certainly there is no such agreement on any aspect of higher education. So we may all say demolish, but somebody might ask, after that what? And then hell will break loose. There will be no consensus, no agreement on what the new education system should be. So you have to think in terms of the building that you are going to build after we demolish it. Thank you.
This thing is very clear. If we don't demolish it, it's going to be irrelevant very soon. And you will find that there will be no students going to the universities. Because what is going to happen already, there are a lot of people not going to schools because homeschooling has started. Okay? In Kerala, there are many families who do it. In Bangalore, there are a large number of families who are doing it. But in Kerala, the university system, today, no politician or bureaucrat sends their children to any college in Kerala for their studies. They're sending them outside Kerala because they can afford it and they know that what the output here is going to be. The problem is it is good for me, it is not good for society, is a problem with most of our politicians, and that needs to change.
Just one word, what Srinivasan sir said. This, actually academically we call it Schumpeter's creative destruction. That's what we want.
Quick response. After that, whatever it be, it will be better than now.
Great. Any other points, views? Yeah, there is. Can we get the mic there, please?
Sir, my question is not related to the innovation, entrepreneurship, academic skill improvement. My question is, it's not a question, my anxiety. Schools, preschools, up to in the mon ulpadeyulla kuttiകളുടെ ഒരു group, they are using different kinds of games which is not relevant for their character building. It is really spoiling their brains. Assassin പോലത്തെ ഗെയിംസ് ഒക്കെ ഒരു ക്രിമിനൽ സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, ക്രിമിനൽ ന്യൂറോപാത്താണ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Whenever I get a chance to communicate with like you people, why don't we എന്താ പറയുക, ഒരു ഫിലിമിനൊക്കെ ഇത്രയധികം റെസ്ട്രിക്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികളെ ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ദിസ് കൈൻഡ്സ് ഓഫ് ഗെയിംസ് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾ സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യില്ല, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെൻസറിങ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടാവില്ല? വേറൊന്നും എന്താ വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അക്കാഡമിക്സ് ഹൈ എൻഡ് അക്കാഡമിക് ക്വാളിറ്റി ഇംപ്രൂവ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് വി ആർ ജസ്റ്റ് ട്രൈങ് ടു ഡു എ ലോട്ട് മോർ. But what about the normal Anganwadi or the play school standards? why we are not doing a systematic approach for the developments of the എന്താ പറയുക ഈ ചെറിയ കുട്ടികളുടെ അപ്ലിഫ്മെൻറ്റിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവരെ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ടീച്ചേഴ്സിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവരുണ്ടാവുന്ന എൻവയോൺമെൻറ്റിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ക്വാളിറ്റി എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ കൊടുക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് നല്ലൊരു റിസർച്ച് ടോപ്പിക് റിസർച്ചായിട്ട് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്തുകൂടാ?
In the interest of time, we are collecting 2 more questions and then we will distribute it to the panel. I think there was one gentleman wanting to ask a question. Yeah. So, madam, a question I note ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. I will.
Sir, I'd just like to share your opinion on this. As far as liberalization of higher education is concerned, now it's all straight-jacketed throughout India. We have universities like Ashoka and Flame coming out with allowing students to take multiple subjects. It could be science along with arts. We could do a degree of physics along with yoga. So what is your opinion? Do you think that would enable innovation? Because this is a proven model in the West. If you see the top universities, they allow you to take courses across different streams. But we are used to this straight, either you go into commerce, science, literature, arts, history, that's it. You cannot take a combination of, are any of these Indian corporates or Indian governments working on this? Do you think it's one of the ways to go forward?
Okay, one more last question. If anybody, there is.
My question is to Dr. Abraham Kushi. He said about the abstract concept. That means, is it necessary to go beyond abstract learning to concrete learning, R&D learning, learning from failure, Google machine learning, deeper learning, anything else further? Second question, you said inculcate mind setup. When it should start? At the high school level or which level? If we have to inculcate mind setup, do we have a curriculum? How the mechanism of mind is functioning?
Okay. I think one last. Okay. Okay. Organizers kindly accommodate 5 more minutes for us. I think we may overshoot by 5 minutes. Please.
This question is to Mr. Abraham. Actually, I made a visit to Dubai last month and I met with multiple schools. So my visit, the purpose was something totally different. But in one of the schools when I went in Dubai, there was a lot of stress and tension happening in the school. And I met with the principal, I had this long discussion and she said, KHDA evaluations are happening right now. So we went further into the discussion. I asked her, what is this KHDA evaluation? So there is a revolution happening in Dubai whereby every quarter they're having, teams from KHDA doing an evaluation in the school where there is a rating system that is happening all around the schools in Dubai. And this rating system is good. There is average, acceptable, non-acceptable. And one of the the criteria for that evaluation is 90% of the classrooms, it has to be engaging. And only 10% theory. I was shocked. That means most of the schools in Dubai actually have teachers, majority of the teachers to a large extent is from India. And we are all in that age group of, between 30 to say 50. And all of us none of us grew up with gadgets or, so that is the history. But
Ma'am, could you come to the question? Sorry.
So the question is why can't we have a similar kind of a system here? Or can it be put across to the government where we have a monitoring system with this kind of evaluation where the ratio should be 20% theory, 80% engaging activity with students?
Okay. Thank you. I think we will open it up to the panel. The first question was, how do we help students avoid playing?
Not really Newton, but Yeah, ma'am. So what I do is to talk on behalf of AICT, which is the All India Council for Technical Education. It might reassure you to know that technology evangelism, as they call it, saying that how you start inculcating technology into the roots, even preschool, even at the preschool stage that you said. That's one of the agendas that they have in mind, and therefore constructive use of technology. That's something that they're kind of governing policies around. Hopefully policies will start getting converted into action. So all I can tell you from a higher education perspective is that that's been considered at the topmost level, saying that how do you really make technology constructive at a preschool level also. A quick perspective on what you had asked, which is multiple streams and is that an option? Again, since I'm very fresh out of AICT, the perspective they have there is to set up tech communities. And our mandate was to say set up college communities. Let the community speak as to what's worked. So therefore, if a person here is then been to US and then pursued his master's there, let the industry speak in terms of does it matter or not. Instead of the policymakers thinking of saying, yeah, it makes sense to kind of allow 3 courses or 4 courses. Let the community talk. So in today's day and age, we're saying let the people who have made it to the highest positions in industry talk and tell us. Let the alumni of the college share experiences back to their students, and therefore I would kind of leave that vague to say that let the community talk instead of having policies in place. The industry has taken it. Let that do the talking.
Just I am supposed to be a moderator, but I have one take on that particular point. I think one important stakeholder that didn't come into the picture is parents. To be fair, I think if your kid is doing assassin game, I don't expect the government to intervene. I think it is the parents who has to take a huge call around it. Nobody else can do that. That's it may look a little weird, but I think that's my take on it. Moving on to the next question, I think it was specifically to Dr. Abraham Koshi. I think the first question was about moving away from some of the abstract learning into some of the modern concepts. Then the second one was about inculcating a mindset, and the third one was about rating systems introducing into the schools.
I think all what you said, all type of learning is needed. But the question is how do you impart the learning? If you waste one class session in terms of how do you define entrepreneur, I think it's a complete waste of time. I think leave it to those students, assume that they are half intelligent to at least read on their own and understand these things, and spend the time more creatively and beneficially to understand the whole thing in depth. So therefore, for example, we talk about, at least in courses I handle, the first year at IIM, the first class, they are supposed to discuss a case study, where there is some problem faced by a company. They are supposed to do a reading. We don't even ask whether they have done the reading. We don't even discuss that. We said, what should this company do and why? The person has to say and defend. And that is to say that the person should have read the background material, understood the background material. That is how you go deeper into the concept. The same way if you go and talk to, I once gave an assignment to a group of students, first year students, second class of basic marketing. I gave them an assignment where groups of students were to go and meet one roadside vendor selling vegetable and one shop that sells high-end jewelry. No question should be asked, no note should be taken. Take permission, show your ID card, hang around, observe how do people buy, and come to the class and make a 10-minute presentation. What are the suggestions for those vendors to improve their business? And that requires insight, that requires observation, that requires understanding. There are different ways of even the existing one can be tweaked around to impart much higher learning. All kinds of learning is in-depth learning, concept learning, abstract learning, all that is. But pedagogical intervention is, we need to move away from what people also mentioned. The best thing is to teach, for me, from a note I prepared 20 years ago. That is easiest. The most difficult thing would be to teach them how to learn. Not to teach them, but teach them how to learn. That should be the motto of the education system. Make them learn how to learn. That's what.
I'll just quickly do 3 things. One is you talked about these multiple subjects and the new universities. Actually, our CBSE system today and the ICSE system both allow a student to take multiple subjects in school level, like art, music, physical education, all that. But the problem is the schools don't want to do it because that means an additional teacher, and that's why they want to give fixed classes. But like I said, the system is going to change. And the new universities, you'll have children going there, children going to outside university, you'll find that happening. But with this thing on the evaluation, the problem is that the present system, the schools don't want to be evaluated. The colleges don't want to be evaluated. Look at the number of colleges which have gone for NAC. NAC itself is good. I don't think it's the best. But even then you find that many of them don't want to because you are exposing yourself. And the difference is that in Dubai, they don't care if 5 schools are closed. Here, if many schools are closed, there is somebody who is losing money. That's where they have a problem.
Well, just these 2 points again. One is the question of multiplicity or mobility inside the academy. This has been tried. Kerala introduced the semester system and said there is choice-based semester system. But there is no choice. If you take physics, you must take chemistry, you must take biology. For the same reasons, because you don't know who will teach what. So the Facebook founder, I think, studied computers and philosophy. And that's the kind of liberal education that is available in several countries. It's not possible for us in the present system. And evaluation. We introduced an evaluation system not only from NAC but also from Kerala government itself. An assessment council was proposed. Virtually everybody opposed it because there's a waste of time subjecting ourselves to assessments. The teachers are not willing to even take examinations at every stage. It's not permitted in our system. So what Dubai does, of course, is good and also engagement more than lectures. So teachers need not just be lectures, but they should be actually with. These are all acceptable. These are good things to learn. Thank you.
I may not be polite enough if I continue that, so I am forced to stop it. There was one written question from Mr. Mahadevan. I think he says that he has some suggestions for building the new system if you demolish. I think he was asking, can you suggest a perfect group of engineers to build the new system? Perhaps we will take this offline, we will share it with Ty and maybe you could organize one particular session on that. Thank you, gentlemen, for your wonderful contribution. In fact, there was one question from Madam about the Anganwadi related thing. Unfortunately, one is we don't have time, 2 is it's a subject on its own, and we all agree that things of whatever we are discussing should start from that ground level. Unfortunately, we didn't take it up purely because it's outside of scope. I think I don't need to go through the summary part of it, but one thing I wanted to just check: how many of the audience are teachers in here? 2, 3, 4. Okay. How many of them are students? Okay. I think. Okay. Okay, great. No, one of the point, I think the way forward for TRI as an organization, perhaps next time when you're organizing something like this, is to increase the participation of the ultimate stakeholders. We are talking about teachers, we are talking about students. I think more than us, I think it is the ultimate stakeholders who are teachers and students should fill up this space, and maybe that is an opportunity. So thank you once again for a patient listening, and we really appreciate it. Thanks, Ty, for organizing this wonderful event for us.